All right, so what I'm doing is I'm going to be putting up in the moment evidence instead of waiting for something to happen, because nothing is happening. So this is just another incident report with the police. Keeping in mind, I've been ringing the police on and off consistently when I felt unsafe when I go out to the public scrutiny and organised crime alliances in my space. So this police incident report is dated the Tuesday 19th of May 2024, but it wasn't at Henderson I lodged it. I lodged it in my local police station. I went in there and I personally handed it over to the officer in the office at the time, and his name was Warren. The incident report is 240-223-2669. Okay, I'll just read it quickly. I'm writing this letter to make an official report of online relationship scam. I've been living at, and I just rubbed off the address, not really relevant for use, for almost 4 years. During the time I've rented at this apartment, I have had continuous problems with unlawful access into my apartment, laptop and internet, hacking by perpetrators that I do not know. I have continuously made complaints to the police by ringing them when I suspect these types of acts has taken place within my personal space. The other problem that I have found is that none of my complaints are ever investigated. I have reason of belief that I am being personally targeted by the same syndicates that is linked to my past since I lost my privacy back in 2008 when I was working for my employer, the Ministry of Justice. I had a boarder live with me for a couple of months. His name is Rob Osborne, and I had to kick him out because he was betraying my trust and he was bringing different women into my home to sleep with him. He even had the neighbours help him sneak his girlfriend into the room during the night to sleep with him. I heard them making out one morning. She would have to climb over the veranda coming from the next door neighbour's apartment. I have an Arlo security camera in my apartment. I had a suspicion that someone was cutting the power so they can come into my apartment and look through my documents. Rob had a secret girlfriend when he moved in, and her name was Jay. She was Asian. However, Rob did have several other secret girlfriends while staying with me. I had to kick him out because I did not trust him anymore, as he had people helping him sneak his girlfriend into my apartment and knew when she can go home, because the public was helping him by letting him know when I was coming home. He was part of the relationship scam when he was joined with the suicidal pact against me. Now, what I mean by this, what's happened to me is a public game, okay? I don't believe Rob did anything on his own, but I believe he knew what he was doing, but it was definitely linking to the government, the global inciting, and people just in my space abusing me, stalking me. And that's why I was ringing the police. I just knew I wasn't safe. And that's all I can do as an innocent civilian is complain. So that's what I meant by that part. So Rob would have been, because he was close to me, he would have been like one of the people, like whoever he communicated with, the alliance were using him. So I wouldn't say he was doing anything alone, but it was definitely a global game linked to the ads on TV. Sit down with a criminal lawyer and go through so he knows what I'm talking about. It is really serious, right? So I'll carry on. I made an official complaint in regards to ongoing cybercrime and cyber attacks by secret societies who are legally and unlawfully accessing my laptop, phone, and home without any legal right to do so. I'm a victim of cybercrime and I'm being used for relationship scams and hostage-taking set of circumstances. I am in a pinned down and trapped set of circumstances. I have continuously felt like I am on the defense fighting unknown perpetrators who have access to all my personal data that I am a client to. All right, so here these are all those different incidents that I've rung the cops about, and I've kept ringing them. I've rung them during my court case time I was doing my court case, keeping in mind that I'm representing myself. I'm doing all the legality of the case and everything against the defendants, which in this case is the Crown. And I'm basically an isolated incident, but it's a global game. Everyone's taken turns playing games, and I have a reason to believe that it's a kind of Commonwealth game where they try and find out, who's going to win or dictate who's going to win, and whatever it is, it's the same thing that they're doing with relationship scam, and it's actually incited on TV. I can actually sit down and go through a criminal lawyer and show them the inciting and the cloning criminal tactics that they are doing. Okay, so I'll carry on. The last phone call I made to the police was Saturday 27th of April 2024. When I rang the Henderson police, I spoke with Cherie. The reason why I was ringing is that while I was working on my laptop at this time, the time was on or about 4 p.m, 4:30 p.m. Someone hacked into my laptop and stole one of my private folders called the Ministry of Justice. So this folder had all my legal documents and templates and that I had drafted up with my Ministry of Justice case. I will get it back, and I'm quite sure they'll be able to find out how it went out. But these are the kind of incidents that's been going on with me historically, okay, since I was working with my employer. The hacking, the tampering while I'm working, the proxy hacking, and yeah, these are the kind of things that has never left. It's quite serious. So carry on. The folder just disappeared and I could not find it anywhere in my laptop. The folder contains all my private data for my civil court case. I actually witnessed it vanished. This really upset me because this is a continuous problem that I've had where people I do not even know are either accessing my apartment when I'm not home or doing proxy hacking into my laptop, phone and internet. I have a reason of belief that I am subject to hostage taking and is being used for human lottery or pecuniary advantage by the public and other serious culpable violent offences. It's that intimate. Now, only recently, and a couple of months ago, one time, but if my family have ever come in here, it's because they're looking out for me, because everyone knows what I'm going through is serious. But I have reason to believe other people are doing it, and it's all linked to the court case. And this has been going on for a long time. I've complained about this apartment, about people, I feel like they're twinning me, and it's organised crime. It shouldn't be happening, and they're taking turns. But it is definitely a deadly death row syndicate, and it's a global game, meaning anything can happen, and it shouldn't be happening, but it is. And these are the kind of things that the police are supposed to intervene. And I've had issues where I've been so frustrated that I've rung the cops, and they've want to refer me to a mental health assessment or something like that. And it just frustrates me because I know there's nothing wrong with me, but it's all part of the game. All right? That's illegal. So, of course, I've never gone to any of their recommended referrals by the police. They're not even allowed to do what they're saying. Like, they're not allowed to tell that to an individual. I'm not even a mental health patient, and it's already proven in court that what happened to me is actually they had no defense, they had no evidence. I actually won all my cases, so all the judgments and the mental assessments are all unlawful strikes. So I'll just quickly carry on. On Tuesday, 19th of December 2023, I made an official complaint to the Serious Fraud Office because I was subject to personal cybercrime by a criminal alliance in relation to relationship scam. And I had actually attached it with that evidence of who was in my space and who I suspected. And I'm actively on Facebook and on my YouTube channel platform, these two social media platforms. However, the misuse of devices has taken place in regards to or is being used for relationship scams. Okay, meaning I'm being the targeted object, and my family and I and other members involving my court case are secretly coded and tagged. All right, so that's what's happened, which is illegal. I have a reason to believe these people are flying from overseas to either unlawfully access into my home and doing proxy hacking from a distance in another building, or espionage are also 100% adhered using informants, bugging of my home. When I go out in public, I feel like I'm being stalked by different people or look-alike, or being used in my personal space on behalf of the perpetrators who are stalking and monitoring me. I felt so unsafe because when I go out and catch the bus or the train, my suspicion is that the people on the train and bus are participating on behalf of those women who have been used to substitute or is twinning me for the purpose to gradually switch. Other times, they are acting out their evil intentions, which is consistent with other people in my space and path, who are participating in psychological and mentally abusing me. And they've made really serious emotional blackmail, like threatening to hurt family members, walking out in rubbish bags or throwing stuff in rubbish bags. It's really bad. Some days are worse than others, but it's assault and battery too. I've had people spit in front of me. It's been that bad. It hasn't stopped. Some days are worse than others, but the moment they think I'm ringing the cops or something, they all split. So these women who, like, I'll carry on. I did expose my relationship with Henry. I told Henry I was doing it. Henry Cavill, as you guys know, I put it on Facebook. The only reason why I went public was because I knew he was in trouble, and I knew what was happening to me was really serious. And I did what I did really basically to save him, and also I know that anything to do with me is going to be investigated, so I didn't want him to get into trouble.